Congratulations, you've got a Hammer Dulcimer and you're ready to start playing. Maybe you're already playing, but you're noticing a few of the notes just aren't quite perfectly in pitch. You must tune your Hammer Dulcimer. I know it's intimidating looking and seeing all these strings, but I promise you, with a little practice, you can tune this instrument in 10 minutes or less, this size of an instrument. There's a couple of things that you need to start with, and that would be a chromatic electronic tuner. They're very inexpensive and very accurate and durable. So we use the IntelliTuner and like it very well because it reacts slowly to the pitch at which it's being tuned. The second thing I would recommend is a alligator clip tuner. It plugs into the tuner, turns the acoustic mic off, only picks up the vibrating pitch of the instrument. You clip that tuner to any tuning pin, anywhere on the instrument, it picks up the entire instrument. It's wonderful, almost magical. Of course, you can't tune unless you've got a wrench to tune it with. These tuning pins are square. A tuning wrench has a recessed area. Some of them are square. This is a star head. This gives you 4 positions on the tuning pin. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This tuning wrench will give you 1, 2, and 8 different positions, much easier on your wrist. One other type of tuning wrench is a gooseneck. It also has a star head. Its purpose is to give you more leverage in tuning, and especially if you're weak, your arm is weak and you need a little extra help, the leverage is great. Let me warn you, do not get lazy and let your hand rest on that wrench and put pressure on the tuning pin. It can bend it, it can wallow out the hole, and I've even broken a tuning pin off by accident just by putting an excessive amount of pressure at an angle to a tuning pin. So just a quick word of warning. But this is my tuning wrench of choice. All right, let's get started. It's very important that you start at the top of the treble bridge of your Hammer Dulcimer in the tuning process. That is contradictory to a lot of teaching out there, and it's very important that you do it this way. And this is why. There is a tremendous amount of pressure on the Hammer Dulcimer. The instrument's made out of wood. It bows and twists and reacts to it. If you change the pitch of the upper end of the instrument where 90% or 75% or whatever of the pressure of the instrument is in a small area, these strings are almost breaking tension. At the end of the tuning process, everything else you've tuned is going to be changed because the instrument's going to undergo, maybe microscopically, but a small change to the pressure that you have affected to the top end of the treble bridge at the end of the tuning process. So don't do that. Do it first. So start at the top of the treble bridge. The tuning pins that control the treble bridge are on the left side of the instrument. On the right side, we have hitch pins, just like we have hitch pins here for the strings going over to the bass bridge. So start at the top of the treble bridge, the very first course of 2 strings. Start on the top string on the right side. Always tune your string down and bring it up to pitch. Second string. Now typically most folks will tune the second string to the tuner just like you tune the first string, right? But it's better if you'll tune the second string by ear to the first string to try to match it more perfectly. Even though the first string might not be perfect, it's better that the second string match it. It will give you a sweeter sound to your instrument if both strings are tuned exactly alike, even if they're not absolutely perfectly to pitch. But let's try to get it as close to perfect as possible. Okay, first string, now second string. First course is finished. Now I move to the second course, working my way down the instrument. Check the right side, go down, take my hand off the tuning wrench so that no small amount of pressure might change the pitch artificially. Yes, I'm at pitch. Check the left side. A little bit sharp. I'm going to just jiggle that. And there it is. Right side's accurate, left side's accurate. Move to the second string. Now, a little sharp, so I'm going to go down. Check the left side. Good shape. Third one. Bring it up to pitch. Get my hand off the tuning wrench. Check the left side. Perfect. Go to the second string. You can make very small motions, very small changes on the left side because of the friction of the string being held in place on the treble bridge Delrin rod. I'm in good shape. Continue down the treble bridge, tuning the first string on the right side, check the left side, tune the second string to match the first if you can. If you can't, if it just is beyond your ability to tune by ear, go ahead and tune it to the tuner. Just be very, very accurate. Okay, now let's move over to the bass bridge. I have to switch from the left to the right pin block, but the same process. I go to the top of the bridge where there's more pressure and tension on the instrument than there is at the bottom. I'm going to tune it first. First course, first string. Perfect. Check the second one. Sounded pretty good. Now it's perfect. Second course, first string. Check the second string. Bring it down too far and come back up. Always tune up to pitch. Third one. Second one. Perfect. Work your way down the bass bridge. Eventually it'll take you about 10 minutes on an instrument this size. Larger ones may take 15. But sometimes you don't have to retune the entire instrument. Sometimes you'll only need to retune the lower pitch notes. The upper notes where there's more tension will be held more accurately at pitch. So also there's more wood to expand and contract on the low end of an instrument. Another word of advice is humidity control. Humidity causes wood to swell. Lack of humidity causes it to dry out. When it takes on moisture, it gets larger and it pushes out and your instrument goes up in pitch. If the humidity goes real low, the instrument shrinks and your instrument will be flat. As your instrument matures, you will tune it down in pitch, as I was just doing here on this instrument to start with, as often as you will tune it up to pitch. So control the humidity of your instrument, save yourself a lot of work. There will come a day when you are tuning on your treble bridge, nothing to do with the bass bridge, you're tuning notes on your treble bridge and you come to a note, when you tune the right side, get it perfect, check the left side, it will not be in pitch and you can't get it in pitch without affecting the note on the right side. The problem is the string length is incorrect in its relationship left to right. The fifth interval is improperly located. Closer, closer. There it is. Can't you hear it? There's a good example. Every once in a while, when you tune the left side, it will be slightly too sharp. It's not because it's inaccurate, but because there's a little pin-up energy in the caused by the friction going over the rod. You have to force it over the Delrin rod by putting a little excessive amount of pressure on the string. So I'm able to check the left side now. Now I have a proper tuned pair of strings.